Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the YouTube show, the only tube show that knows it's a podcast and it's called The Experience Share. I'm Brendan.
Hello, I'm Griffin. This is the most relaxed or calm you'll ever see me because I am currently not feeling well today.
Yeah.
So if I sound like shit, I apologize, but we have some explaining to do of the past few weeks.
So the last podcast didn't go up. It was the week before last week's that we're talking about this time.
Yes, it was March. It should have gone up on like March 30th,
Something.
I believe. No, that would have been no, it would have been
29th, right? Whatever.
March 30th would have gone up. However, due to recording issues, we say it in the podcast, we used Audacity that week. I don't know if it was Audacity or if it was my mic. We will see if it was the mic this episode, if it comes out like shit and I'll have to get a new cord or something. I hope to God it's not this microphone. Well, I'm going to put my blame on Audacity for right now, but the audio was fine for about 30 minutes. And then like halfway through, it just went all fuckery.
It played like a little. It played Game Boy sounds to the tune of our mouth sounds.
It did not sound good. So I told Brendan we're gonna have to pull this week's episode. He was like, "No, Griffin,
I said, do it anyway.
Just do it anyways." I was like, "I will not release a terrible product, and I will also not release a product that sounds like this." I will play a short little excerpt here of what it sounded like.
Talking about, I am now a Nintendo Switch owner. I just mentioned I played Mario Odyssey. I was actually a Switch owner before last week's podcast, but Tucker was the focus. It was his birthday.
It was his birthday.
Not really, but
it was his birthday.
That was why.
And if you do want to see it, we'll maybe release it one day. Maybe not today. I'll keep the file, but we'll see. But anyways, and then the next week.
Now we need to talk about why there wasn't a podcast last week
on April the 6th.
So when it was the Monday that we were gonna record it.
I saw it. Well, you tweeted out on Sunday, I think. I asked. You were like,
I tweeted out that I was like, "Oh man, guys, I'm feeling sick."
You're not feeling well. I was like, "Uh-oh." And I texted you and I said, "I saw your tweet, Brendan. Do you want to do this week's podcast or no?" And you're like, "No."
Yeah. Okay. So Monday, I was like, I woke up, and my headache was a splitting headache. I couldn't.
You were probably just having a migraine.
I didn't get up. Oh no, it was hypertension.
Oh.
I couldn't get up to like get myself food, so I ate like a piece of toast that day. I ate a piece of toast on Sunday. And then on Monday, all I ate were those microwavable pancake sausages on a stick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, terrible for me, but
so a corn dog.
Easy to make. Yeah. Well, breakfast corn dog.
Breakfast corn dog.
And so it was just awful. But then like Tuesday was like, I'm gonna get better. And by Wednesday I was better. But we don't really have any other time to record.
Yeah, really. Our 1 day is like Monday. Schedule has kind of opened up lately, but like you have to come over at like 8:00.
Yeah. And
then we have to like record till like 9. So there's not much time for us to record. Like we've always said, we record on Mondays and then upload on Fridays.
Yeah.
And just our schedules do not align that well enough to do that. So we figured we can skip 2 weeks, but I said this week, like I was feeling sick and I was like, we're not skipping 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I will not skip 3 weeks. However, we came to a compromise and said that since we did miss 2 weeks, we're going to give you guys an extra long podcast this week for the lack of uploads. Again, I keep saying we're going to have more content coming to this channel, but that's just in time. Most likely this summer we'll have a lot more coming out down the pipeline because that's when he's not in school. I'll still be working, but like I'll have more time to kill, just a little bit. So we'll have more stuff coming down the pipeline definitely. It's just gotta take some time. We gotta find time to do it. But for now, just enjoy this week's episode of the podcast where I'll sound like garbage today. I'm so sorry.
Garbage would sound more like
I'm also I would also like to say that I'm going to cut down on the cursing a lot. I've been getting a lot of lectures from my family saying, "Well, we love the fact that you're doing this podcast, Griffin. It sounds good. I just can't make it 5 minutes without hearing you swear." I was like, "All right, I'll cut down a little bit, but
yeah, I don't.
I'll limit myself to 2 F-bombs per podcast this week.
Yeah.
I think I've already used up 1.
You did.
Yeah, I said effery, so I'm going to start limiting my swearing on the podcast. But due to parental guidance.
Well, it'll be better on the algorithms too.
This is now a PG podcast. Welcome.
Yeah. Parental guidance.
I'll say PG-13 though.
Okay.
PG-13. This is a PG-13 podcast.
Well, then you're gonna need to limit yourself to 1 F-bomb.
Oh no! You can use 2 F-bombs in a PG-13.
Are you sure? I thought it was only 1. I thought it was like 1 F-bomb per. I thought they made a joke about it in like some movie I saw.
I actually know that Ready Player One uses the F-bomb.
Look up. All right. Well, the internet's not really.
It's not working with us. We'll figure it out here in a minute.
But let's talk about what some video games. You know,
games
where the experience share. That's a Pokemon item. We talk about video games.
Pokemon is a video game.
Mm-hmm. It certainly is.
We'll talk about.
I'd like to show off that I have 100%ed Mario Odyssey. I will never need to play it again. I got every moon. I got 999. I've done everything. Done it all.
I started playing Mario Odyssey way before you did. Yeah. I got it like months before you ever did.
And you're in World 3.
And I'm in World 3. I was in World 7. I was at the Dragon World. And then you said, I want to play Mario Odyssey just to get a test.
Do you want me to help you up?
Yes, I want you to recover all my steps, please.
I can.
If you do, I'll
very
be happy.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, I will play New Donk City again. I just don't want to play the water levels again and the snow level again.
Not a fan of Lake or.
No, I'm not a fan of Lake Kingdom. I'm a fan of Beach Kingdom though. Seaside Kingdom. Yeah. I like that one. I will refuse to play the ice level though.
Shiveria?
I hate that.
I've grown to like it.
I hate that one. That one's so boring. But to be fair, I've gotten like 30 moons from the first 2 worlds alone.
Yeah.
Because I've been like, I'm just gonna try and find as many moons as I can. I've done a good job at that.
Well, and you've got all these amiibo. You might as well scan them in and get every hint.
I do. I've been buying more amiibos actually. I was at Game Over Video Games, and I saw when I bought Melee for myself. Mm-hmm. I saw a Luigi, and I saw a Samus. I saw a Cloud, and I saw something else. So I was like, ooh. I think one of them I already had though. I think it was like another pit. But I do want to get me some more amiibos, especially when the new Smash Brothers comes out, so I can just have them because I feel like
I think they're all gonna be compatible.
Right. I've actually just pulled up the ratings thing. I'm trying to see.
I think it would have been better if you looked up PG-13 F-bombs. Oh wait, scroll up.
Language. PG rated films.
No stronger words are present in PG-13 PG films. Use of harsher. Okay, so it's like if there's too many, then
if there's too many uses of the F word, then it will go up to an R. I remember there's like a specific joke in the South Park movie where it's like you can only use like the F word like 218 times,
mm-hmm.
and that if you use it too many more than that, then it becomes a NC-17.
It looks like it's voted on, and it needs a 2/3 majority.
Yeah, it is voted on, but it's also like there is like a legitimate system, and there's like a rule that says like if you have like 218 F-bombs, then it becomes NC-17. So they put 217 F-bombs in the entire script. It's actually really funny.
Is that a Seth Rogen film?
The South Park movie.
I was joking that Seth Rogen films feature an overabundance of swearing.
They do.
But
it's just like me.
I 100%ed Odyssey, and I'm 99% done with Rayman Legends. All I need to do is play the daily missions every day, to get more cups to get me to the 11th level of awesomeness, and I also need like 250,000 more looms to get the last skin, which is Naked Rayman. It is just Rayman, but he's got skin and nipples, and he's got like a little leaf at the bottom, like Adam and Eve style.
I feel like that'd be a Smash Brothers skin.
That's worth $1 million. That's the end. I'm 99% know that. And I'm nearing the end of my first playthrough of Shantae Half Genie Hero. It's a really fun game.
Oh.
That's really all I have to say.
Never really played much of the Shantae series. I want to pick up Legends, but I have a dilemma, Brendan.
Yeah.
Too many games.
You have too many games?
I have too many games to play right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
I haven't even finished Zelda. I'm halfway. I've done one Divine Beast. That is it. I am barely even a quarter. I'm only a quarter technically through the game. I have too many games to play. I have
I'm running out of games.
With Tucker's Steam library combined with mine, I think I have 300, 400 games I could play on Steam alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my collection of games from my Wii library, GameCube included, Xbox. I just picked up an Xbox 360 just to play Halo again. I've been hyping on Halo 3 for a while, wanting to play it again. Replaying it with Brendan was pretty fun. It was a good way to bring back old memories. I've got my PS2 since I was a wee lad. Bring it back on that library. And then I've GameCube games.
Yeah. I let Griffin borrow a few.
Brendan just gave me a stock of his GameCube games to play. I was like, dude,
that's not even half of mine.
Yeah, but that's what you gave me 5 games.
Yeah, I think so. I gave you Shadow the Hedgehog,
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle,
Sonic Adventure 2. You bought Melee,
the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game.
Nicktoons Unite, because I don't want that. You can keep it.
I will take it. It's such a great game. And then there's one more.
Well, I gave you save files for those
Monkey
games.
Ball 2.
Yeah, Monkey Ball 2. I found out I had an extra little memory card at the bottom of my thing, or at the bottom of my little box of GameCube games, and I was like, it's blank. Here you go. I'll put some save files on there. Here's every Melee character already unlocked.
I just have too much to play. And I get sidetracked with another game. And I'm also watching all these television shows.
Well,
it's
I
just
put
a mess.
I put Ben 10 up here next to video games because I thought that was really fun.
Okay, so
we were playing Ben 10 on the PS2.
Let's talk about the hidden gemery of the PS2 real quick, Brendan. You never really grew up with the PlayStation 2. No. I barely grew up with it because I owned it, but I never played a lot of games because I wasn't
to buy my own.
I wasn't a huge video game guy. I mostly went over to my friend's house to play theirs, and I had maybe a couple fun kiddie games like Lego Star Wars, and I think the most mature game I owned at the time was Smash Brothers Brawl.
Yeah. Well, that's rated T for teen.
I know, that's the most mature game I owned at the time. So controversial. But I didn't own many games, but growing up I did play more around my 10-year-old days. And I picked up a lot of games with PS2. A lot of games I played on my friend's PS2 that he had. One of those was Spider-Man 2, which I've been playing that, and that's fun. I just need to get a memory card so I can save that memory.
I don't like the colors.
You don't like the color? I think that's just on the PS2's. Something just unplugged, and that scares me. Something just unplugged, and it's not the mic, thank God, but something just unplugged, and it scares me. Mouse is moving. I don't know what it was. I hope to God it wasn't something important.
All right, it's not the keyboard.
No, because keyboard would turn off. Whatever. We'll just
it's still recording. So.
It's still recording. We're fine. I just heard something unplug. I was just scared.
Maybe it was a webcam.
Maybe it was the webcam. I don't know.
No.
But anyways,
I want to talk about Ben 10 because we played it, and you can both play as Ben.
You can both play as Ben.
You can defeat every enemy just as Ben. Two Bens just
beating
punching up robots.
Let me say this. I think it takes 3 hits from one normal Ben to kill one enemy.
No, it's
Or,
like
what-
6, and it takes like two. It takes like 2 if you're an alien.
It takes like 1 if you're like forearms or something like that. But it takes like 6 hits with just normal Ben. But the thing is,
2 bends.
the thing is, if you have 2 Bens on the screen, it takes 3 hits at that point. And also, the enemies don't do that much damage to you. You don't lose that much health as Ben. Like, you figured, like, as a character like Heat Blast or like Forearms, you'd be more damage resistant than Ben. But there's not really much of a damage resistance, so you can just soak up damage as Ben and punch them.
Yeah.
But the thing is you can't die as Ben. And when you die as Ben,
it's
it is
hilarious.
sad. What are some of the great quotes that came from Ben's mouth? There was like, "Grandpa, I failed you."
Yeah, Grandpa, I failed you.
There was one.
And there's one where it's like, I just wanted to go hero one last time.
There was like a really funny one that happened like once or twice that was so. I can't remember.
I thought it was, Grandpa, I failed you.
No, that happened a lot.
Oh, wait, he said, it's getting cold.
Yeah,
So
he
cold.
says it's getting cold.
So cold.
So cold. I was like,
when that happened, we were like,
Jesus.
oh my god.
And like the thing is whenever you die as an alien, you transform back into Ben, and you hear that voice line still.
Yeah.
It's not even when you just die as
It's
Ben.
cold.
It's cold. It's so cold. It
It
was
was
so
just funny.
It was so
Yeah.
funny. And then we put in the cheat codes because this is back in the PS2 days.
And you could be anti-Ben.
You could be evil
Dark Ben,
Dark-
where you're like black and reds and
White.
edgy
Edgy. Cannonbolt has a gas mask over his face
for some reason.
only him though. But we also unlocked every alien, but there's only 5 aliens in the game because they were like, we couldn't come up with enough mechanics for like all 10 of them. However, we came to realize Cannonbolt is the most powerful one.
Well, no, they're Cannonbolt, Heat Blast, and
Forearms.
forearms. I guess.
Accelerate and Wildvine were just useless. By the way, this game was called Ben 10 Protector of Earth. If any of you want to pick it up, I think it was on the GameCube as well.
Yeah, I think it was one of those multi-plats.
Yeah, it was on multiple platforms, but it's called Ben 10 Protector of Earth. Fun game. Really more depth gameplay than I gave it expected from it, because that's like a combo.
It was from that era of licensed games.
It has a combo list, like a really complex combo list for every character. It's so
it's not extremely complex because it's just a lot of the moves are the same and all the button combos are the same.
I mean, it's a simple platform kind of beat 'em up platformer, with some puzzle integrated to it for the aliens to do stuff with. That's fun. It's a fun game. If you ever want to check it out, it's on the PS2, GameCube, I think.
Maybe PC.
Maybe
and Xbox.
I know it's on the DS. Remember being on the DS.
Well, then it's probably not the same game on the DS, though.
No, it's not. But check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Now, if
play as Cannonbolt and just smash your friends. It's so much fun.
Now, if I've been wanting a PS2 for a while now, specifically for Katamari Damacy, Shadow of the Colossus, and I think one more game
up on the PS2.
But like, I don't want to play the HD remakes. I want to play it the way it was way back when.
The thing is, the HD remakes I think fix certain gameplay mechanics that.
But I mean, sometimes you like the little broken stuff.
I guess so.
That's the only reason anyone plays Generation 1 Pokemon.
You're right.
Because they like the broken stuff.
I do want to, I'm kind of just rebuilding my childhood of games. Like, again, I bought an Xbox 360 just so I can play Halo again.
Yeah.
But, Halo 3 does not have its multiplayer servers up. Reach still does, but I don't have an Xbox Live account because I'm not spending $10 just to play one game online.
One really old game.
You can, put it on a Xbox One and play it there.
Yeah.
But, I just don't see I do not see the. I mean, people still play.
Yeah.
Reach plentiful. I've seen a video where they say the player base is still pretty strong nowadays. So I mean, I could see I could still play it with people. I just don't really see the point in buying a $10 subscription for one game.
Yeah.
It'd just be a waste, honestly.
My brother has an Xbox 360 that he doesn't really play, but I can plug it in and boot up Halo 4. That's the only game I think we have. But like I every time I go to GameStop, I just like I go near the aisle with the Xbox 360 games, and
Because you can now.
I just look and I think
These are all on.
I really could get Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
I own it on the
I
PlayStation
really
3.
could.
You don't need to.
I
already own it.
really could.
You don't need to.
Well,
I already
and
own the
or
damn thing.
the real one that I'm looking at is Sonic Unleashed on the 360,
Yeah.
which is monumentally better than the Wii one that I played. Which is, and for those of you who don't know, Sonic Unleashed released on the Xbox 360 and PS3, and it was good there. You know, a solid balance between day levels and night levels. Sonic Unleashed. It also released on the Wii, you know, the third one of the PS2, PS3, and 360,
Right.
and the PS2 because it had such a big install base. The Wii and PS2 versions are exactly the same, and they feature, you know, the day and night stages just like the other ones.
Yeah.
But they don't have the New York City level.
Well, yeah.
That's already a strike. And they don't. Most importantly,
The frame rate.
the frame rate's fine.
I thought
Most
there was
importantly, the day stages, there are 7 of them, and the nighttime stages, there are like 43 of them,
Jesus.
or 23 or something, some crazy. Like, it is not even.
No.
It is a 1-to-2 ratio for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It hurts.
I might pick up certain 360 exclusives. I don't know, like, if anyone could recommend me certain 360 exclusives that I never really got to play aside from Halo.
Viva Pinata.
I know there's Gears of War. I don't really want to touch that game, though, because I don't have, like, the best part I heard was, like, online co-op for that game, but the thing is, I don't have an Xbox.
You don't want to pay for online.
I don't want to pay for online. So if there's any, like, fun hidden gems on the Xbox 360 or something like that I could pick up, or Brendan could pick up because he has one, give us some suggestions, please. We want to hear them. Also, the Xbox 360 is so loud.
Oh my goodness.
Can we talk about this? You and I both know this.
I have like the original white model Xbox 360.
Mine is based off the original model, but it's a Reach model, so it's
or yours is like the Elite model.
No,
right?
no, it's not the Elite model.
Or
The Elite model is like slimmer. Mine is like the old model, but it's
black and everything.
It's a promo console.
Yeah.
It was a promotional console. So it's one of the older ones, but I think it's less likely to red ring.
But like when you have it turned on, the fan just goes crazy.
Well,
it is so
when
loud.
you don't have a game in, it's fine.
I'm always worried it's going to like set fire to a little bit of the carpet or burn it a little, and I don't like that. Like, the GameCube is quieter. I'm sure the original Xbox is quieter.
The PS2 is quieter. My PC is quieter.
The Switch can get a little loud.
When the fan kicks off, but like that's only every so often.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't want to overheat. The Xbox is constantly on with the fan.
Xbox is always afraid of overheating, I guess.
Like
it is.
It's so like the PS3 is so much quieter as well.
Yeah,
because
it's just
you watch
scared.
movies on that thing. You can't on an Xbox because it's so loud. Like I'm watching a cutscene for Halo 3, and I can barely hear what the characters are saying because it's so loud.
And you're just also really anxious. You're just like, oh,
this thing's gonna explode.
Don't.
So there's a flaw with the. I don't know if the Slim was even quieter. I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
It probably was.
I don't know. I didn't own a Slim. I didn't own a 360 till just recently. So I don't know. I heard the Xbox One was also pretty loud with its fans. Because Tucker would tell me
but it can't be as loud as what's in the corner of this room. Cannot.
It cannot. It cannot be louder than that. It's so loud.
So,
but there's our talk on video games.
Let's segue into a specific video game.
Pokemon. Because as we know, it's Pokemon podcast.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about it.
Let's talk about what we were gonna talk about last week,
but we cut it.
Didn't.
Detective
Pikachu has been released, and it's getting good reviews. It's a nice little game.
I don't care.
I played it's kind of a good thing that we end up not talking about it until now because the demo came out. since its release for the US. And I played it, and it's nice. I mean, it takes a little bit of brain power.
This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do.
No, all right, look, you play it. One of the so the Pokemon are all voice acted. It's really weird how Mightyena is voiced by a woman, but then they say like, oh, it is a woman, Mightyena. But I'm like, I don't like how she sounds. She's just like, Mightyena. Like, it sounds like a person.
Okay.
Like, Apom and Murkrow sound pretty accurate to the anime, and I've never seen Mightyena in the anime, granted, but like, Mightyena just sounds like a person. Mightyena did not sell me.
I thought you were saying all the Pokemon talk. I was about to say
no, just Pikachu. And he's funny.
By the way, y'all people out there, y'all better get used to Pikachu talking from the last movie, because we're about to have a whole movie with Pikachu talking.
Voiced
by Ryan Reynolds. I don't want to hear, like, can I talk about that real quick? Can I talk about how stupid
Detective
it was?
Pikachu.
No.
Wait, you don't think it? You think it's stupid?
No, how stupid the backlash was for the 20th movie. People will not watch that movie because Pikachu talks. I think we talked
about this on the podcast before.
No, we haven't.
I thought it was cute.
I thought it's fine. I have no problem with it. I thought Meowth's been talking for 20 years. And when Pikachu opens his fat lips, then people care.
To be fair, though, like, Meowth has a backstory where
they
explain it all.
He has a backstory where he explains it
Whereas
all.
Pikachu just started talking out of nowhere.
Pikachu could explain still. It's a vision. It's not just him speaking.
But they never say that. They never explicitly say it's a vision, and it comes out of nowhere.
There's no problem with it, though.
Yeah, it's not an issue. It's a cute little thing in the movie, but it's not.
I heard people give it like 2 out of 10 because he does that.
Yeah. And it is not a. I do not think
it's a really good movie.
Yeah. It's not
Lucario.
I've always described it to people like if you watched Pokemon the anime as a kid, and you really liked it as a kid, and you watch it now and you realize how bad it is, then just watch the movie, and it's like the first season of the anime, but way better.
The first season of the anime is on Blu-ray now, though.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I saw that.
Or advertising at the movie.
Really? They did?
They showed advertisements for that Blu-ray.
I just remember it coming out recently and seeing it.
When we went to go see the movie, it was in theaters. It was like there were advertisements for it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I think the movie itself is out on Blu-ray.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I know it is.
Because Sam Attack talked about it. Can we talk about him, or is that like redacted right now?
Yeah, we don't really have much to say about that.
Fine.
So
one day we'll talk about Sam Attack.
Let me talk about what I've seen in season 2 of Pokemon Sun and Moon, the show.
Yes. Do you want to like?
So I'm watching the dub because, just because. I mean,
I don't want to watch sub.
It's really funny. Like, okay, so season 1, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was like spectacular or anything.
By the way, if people are wondering what I'm eating Robin eggs.
I didn't think it was like, I didn't think any of it was as crazy as like any of the battle scenes from the X and Y anime, but I thought it was good. I thought it was nice, and I thought it was expressive.
It's a fun animation style.
Season 2, Ultra Adventures, is like, it seemed like the producers, the company was like, okay, people like this. All the kids are talking about it. So you know what? Here's some money. Do something with it.
Go nuts.
And it is crazy. Like, there's a specific scene that like I show to other people. Like, near the end of season 1 of Sun and Moon, it's pretty good. Like, when Ash's Pikachu quick attacks Misty's Gyarados in the face, and you see its face scrunch up to the hit, it's really good. But like, in season 2, there's an episode where the kids are all having a sleepover at Kukui's house.
Yeah, it's just harem.
Sophocles and Kiawe.
Yeah. No, wait. What am I saying? It's Kiawe's harem.
You're right. No, it's Sophocles. It's his harem.
It's his harem.
Okay, all right. I need to talk about Sophocles because when he's in the game, he's an expressionless, like he doesn't talk at all.
He's a turd. That's what
when
he
you
is.
talk to him in like Festival Plaza, he's just like, "So you keep it up," and he leaves.
Great
He's
move,
just
Jason. Keep it up. Proud
he's
of you.
very unexpressive in the games, but in the anime, he's like a different character.
He's a little kid that I want to kick in the shins in the game.
He doesn't do anything in the game. I don't even
Yeah,
want to kick him in the
but
shins.
he's got like this little attitude to him that I'm like, I'm gonna kick you in the shin.
Like he's too smug.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care enough so that you don't feel justified in kicking him for being smug.
No, I'll still kick him.
Well, that's you.
Oh.
But like in the anime, he's just a wholesome little kid, and I like him. But so there's like the sleepover episode, and Sophocles is like, I want to turn on my favorite TV show, and then Rotom comes over. He's like, no, it's detective show time. I need to watch this rerun. And Lana takes the remote and she's like, it's fishing, competitive fishing. Everyone's just saying there, because it's competitive fishing.
That's funny.
And then Kiawe takes the remote and he's like, we're watching Pokebase. And it's just baseball, but with like, it's the baseball Pokemon thing that they've had in the show since Gen 2. And so, what's her Burnett's Munchlax jumps on the table and is cheering for the team that has a Snorlax. Because, that's cute. And the pitcher is an Electabuzz. And, like, the animation is so great. Okay, so he lifts, like, his foot.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you get a shot of, like, the foot in front of the sun. And you get a shot that, like, moves up towards him as he's, like, and, like, the outline gets thicker and it looks like Mario Strikers. And he throws the ball and it, like, gets hit by the baseball bat. And, like, it's just in one shot. The perspective doesn't change, but, like, you get to see, like, it's looking up at the baseball player as he's, like, hitting the ball, and it's, like, it's really good. I'll see if I can send you a clip of it for this section of the podcast, but it's, like, I loved that shot. And also...
I saw that season 1's on Netflix right now, so I might check it out.
Also, Faba has a magical girl transformation scene.
Actually, yeah.
And it is wonderful.
Very nice.
He winks at the camera. It's beautiful.
He goes full Sailor Moon. It's very great.
Oh, and in that same episode, that's the one right after Lily can touch Pokemon. She's doing they're all playing jump rope. And so she's jumping rope with Snowy, and then Ash's Pikachu joins in, and everyone's Pokemon is joining in, and they're all jumping on the jump rope, and it's all so fluid. I had to watch it over and over because I wanted to see what each of the Pokemon were doing. Turtonator's doing fine though. He's like spinning around in the corner at like 60 frames per second, and it's like, oh my gosh. And I looked it up. The animator who drew that scene said it put his like hands out of commission for like a week doing it.
Christ, that's good.
And I saw an analysis on modern anime in general and how every show is so cheaply made and every character looks the same.
I think I just saw this essay you're talking.
Yeah, and he talked about how Pokemon realized that all their characters look the same, and so they spiced up the animation style for that reason.
He talked about. I'll link that video.
I saw that. I liked that video.
I liked it. I didn't fully agree with him on some points. Like
I agree.
There's some more unique animes nowadays.
I agree.
You got like Kill la Kill, which is like so greatly animated.
Well,
and, sure, some of the character designs do look very.
Well, those are outliers, though.
Yeah.
Shows with like unique animation, like Kill la Kill, and
that's why
they're few and far between.
That's why they stand out. But like when you
they're higher budget too, they take longer to make. Like Attack on Titan, how long did it take for Attack on Titan season 2 to be made? Like 2-3 years.
Too late, I'll say that.
Because like they pay
too late.
Like those shows of that like caliber, like Studio Trigger shows.
Studio Triggers
they take a long time to make.
They put out such good work. I love every single one of their shows. even like their smaller shows, like My Little Witch Academia, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But like then you have a show like My Hero Academia, which is not very like standard in terms of its animations, its animation and its art style.
I get when I see the designs from My Hero Academia, I get lots of 80s and 90s anime vibes from a few of the designs.
Yeah, I like
shows with varied designs.
I'm not like a huge fan of like old 80s anime. Like, I feel like they're too. I don't like how. Okay. It's gonna sound dumb, but I don't like how non-cartoony they look.
Yeah.
They look too humanized and realistic. Like, not realistic, but just like too closer to reality, and it just makes you think, you could have kind of made this live action, but like I get it.
That's why I really like Doraemon, because it's so cartoony. And it's a very unique 60s anime style. And
but like even
I like
like
that it's still sticking around. Like Astro Boy?
Yeah. But like even if you go with like a show like Code Geass, which is or like
stylized.
It's like stylized. It's not like sure it still has like some human elements and they all kind of still look like humans, but it's so stylized you think, okay, this works as an animation. Or like Cowboy Bebop, people always say, "Oh, you can make that live action." I was just like, no.
But like for anime, you need to have something. I think for anything, any like anime or cartoon, you should have a reason that you're doing it in this medium. Like I think that's what you mean when you say that the 80s shows aren't cartoony enough. I think.
Like I look at Ghost in the Shell.
Like I think I think you're thinking of like there's not really like an exact concrete reason why they said this has to be done in anime.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly just because the artist wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Like every artist has their style and stuff like that, but like Perfect Blue. Or was it? That's
it's Perfect Blue.
Okay, but like Perfect Blue, you watch that. I didn't like it. Like everyone says, it's like a master.
Loved it.
Like I appreciate it more after the fact. Just like kind of watching analysis on the movie, and I was like, okay, I see it, but like I still couldn't bring myself to like it because one, I wasn't a huge fan of its art direction and animation. I thought it was like too closer to reality to make it seem like, yeah, this works in animation. This like works as an animated film. But like the first question I asked when we started watching the movie was like, does this need to be anime? And like there are like a few scenes that like you probably couldn't pull off in like live action. But then you look at scene. I mean, and to be fair, this is over time. You look at a movie like Your Name, which has like a scene that I'm like, you cannot do this in live action. You cannot.
Yeah.
You like the scene where he's
it looked too CG.
What is it called? I don't know what to call it. But
don't spoil anything. Don't even mention even a tiny scene.
I'll say I'll call it the beautiful scene that makes me cry every time I watch it scene. Some of the best art I've ever seen put to film. That's like that could just be a video on its own. I'd probably love it to death.
Yeah.
But and that's over time. I get it, but it's just like.
All right. Well, we've gotten off topic from the Pokemon anime.
We'll probably touch back on TV shows.
I'm not all the way caught up yet to where I am now.
I barely even touched it.
I just got to where Lusamine got kidnapped by a Nihilego. And so they're about to do the arc where they need to get into the Ultra Wormhole and get there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Faba is he seems a lot more evil in the show than he is in the games. Because he's, I don't know, he's just cooler. I don't want to spoil anything.
I mean, I know that you've told me a bit about Faba. I'm just like, I don't know. I like Lusamine far more as a character compared to Faba. In the games, that is.
You like Game Lusamine.
I love Game Lusamine. I haven't seen her in the anime yet, but I've heard she's pretty fun.
She's a nice mommy, and I love her. She's so nice. Like, okay, so
I'm okay with that.
I have a slight problem with season 2. Okay, so Lily obviously gets more character development because her mom comes into the picture and everything. And so she's always like, "Mom, you're always babying me. Stop it. You're suffocating me." But I don't think it works as well in the anime because her mom is the sweetest woman in the world.
Yeah, well,
she
like,
doesn't shut up about her.
well, like, there's also like,
And like whenever Lusamine like gets a call, the gag is Lusamine is talking to Lily, then she gets a call and she takes up the call and she's like, and that's like where a lot of Lily's ire comes from. And then like there's the scene where she's like sitting out on the beach and then Burnett comes over to her and she's like, so what are you thinking about? And she's like, oh, I'm just thinking about my mother. I had an argument with her today. And Lily's like, sometimes I wonder if she loves me at all. And Burnett's, and I'm like right there with Burnett. I'm like, Burnett's just like, you know that when I work with her, she doesn't shut up about you.
Well, like, here's the thing.
Why are you okay?
What it sounds like is they took Game Lily, but they didn't take Game Lusamine.
No, she's not the same as the game.
All right.
She's a different character, but like they incorporated some kind of.
Did they do the
game
scene?
emotion,
Did they do the
game
scene where
feeling
like
towards-
Lily changes her outfit in that game?
Not yet, but she will.
Well, like that scene doesn't work in that show though, because there's like the whole thing where like her mother dressed her up like a Nihilego because she was so obsessed with the Pokemon.
No, I think the scene. I think the reason for it here is she realizes that she needs her mother, and so she goes through an attitude change, and she needs to go rescue her.
I don't know. I feel like it works better. Their relationship must work better in the games than it does in the show, from what you're saying.
Well, don't say the games. It works better in Sun and Moon.
Yes, because the relationship in Ultra Sun and Moon does not work. I think they changed a couple lines of dialogue that just makes it seem so off because they decided to say no, Lusamine's not.
For Ultra, they really should have just given Lily a different outfit, and everything would have been better.
They did give her a different, or like, I would change her outfit entirely.
Yeah, make her so that she's not dressed up as an Nihilego, and she doesn't refer to her mother dressing her as such.
But like, yeah, and that's like the thing is they kept so much of the old dialogue, but they changed a lot of dialogue to make it like fit the plot, but they didn't change enough dialogue to make it fit the plot.
Yeah,
like there's a like the original in Sun and Moon, they were like the original concept was okay, Lusamine is obsessed with Nihilego. You say it's mind control. I think it's just she's obsessed with wanting to find the damn thing. So
you get a little bit of that in the anime.
You get a okay, you might
like she like Faba is like, this is what you wanted, right? An Ultra Beast, and she's like, no, I don't care when my children are in danger. Like that was her thing. She was like she always like got on the phone to talk about getting an Ultra Beast or an Ultra Wormhole open so she could see one.
When she finds out that Ash got an Ultra Beast before she did.
Oh, she's not gonna care.
Okay.
When Lily and Gladion are in danger, she's like, okay, everything shut down, not allowed anymore. No, go away.
You couldn't even make her like a character. I'm gonna bring up Cookie Yes again. You couldn't make her like a character like Lelouch, where it's
You're
like
just saying that because of her long legs.
No, yes, but the tragedy of Lelouch's character is like he wants to save his sister. I'm trying not to spoil too much because I want you to watch it. But like his whole goal is to like create a perfect world for him and his sister to live in. And he goes through all these lengths, even to the point of lying to his sister and telling her, "Oh, everything's fine. I'm okay." But he's just lying to her face. I feel like they could have worked with that. Like, sure, she like if they did like this in the show, like she wouldn't be evil, mind you, but she would go through so much lengths to protect her children. It puts them in danger.
No, yeah.
I feel like that can work. I don't know. Well, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I'll have to see for myself. But I know season 1's on Netflix, and I'll probably check out season 2 when I get the chance.
Well, I can probably just give you my Disney Now password if you want.
Please do.
Because then you can watch all 20 seasons and like 4 movies.
Please do. Because I have Amazon.
If it's on the Fire Stick, though.
I think there is, but it's like very limited compared to the mobile app. I have the mobile app on my tablet, though.
Okay.
Anyways.
But well, another thing about Ultra Venture that will kind of segue into the next one is the show is really funny. Or not. I don't want to say really funny and get people's expectations up, but there's like actual times where I laugh, like Faba's anime transformation scene, and when Team Rocket is their goals or their like their way of getting money is they sell malasadas dipped in honey, And so they were like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna set up shop outside the trainer school, and try to sell them there. You know, all the kids, they're gonna smell it. They're gonna say, oh. I don't like how they're not successful at all, because I think any kid would buy them, because they don't look bad. Their cooking isn't bad. There's no joke about that. They just don't sell for whatever reason. Maybe it's the Beware branding.
Maybe.
That might be it. That might be the joke. So Ash walks up and he's like, oh man, I'm hungry. And Cosmog Nebby comes out of his bag, and they see it and they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that thing?
Oh, right. You told me the coughing joke.
Yeah. And then Kukoi's like, hey, you spoil your lunch or whatever. All right. You skip breakfast. This is the only reason you want this. We're going to school. And he's like, okay. And Meowth's like, what a party pooper. And James is like, that gaseous body, it's purple. I know what that thing is. And they're like, what is it? And he's like, just like how a Pikachu evolves from a Pichu, that thing is certainly the pre-evolution of coughing. It's a proto-coughing.
It's a proto-coughing.
And so that's what they call it for, like, I think that's what they still call it.
I remember a funny joke they had in back in the Diamond and Pearl series. They called Looker Lunchbox Guy.
Oh yeah,
because he brought them lunch one day, and they just respected him as the guy that brought him lunch one day. And they just, like, anytime they saw him, it's like, hey, it's Lunchbox Guy.
Team Rocket it's funny in the show.
Speaking of Team Rocket doing funny things.
And also another thing is Cosmog, whenever it touches people, like, and whatever they're thinking about, it'll teleport them there. You know, because Cosmog's thing is it teleports people around. And so Team Rocket snags Nebby away from Ash.
But why can't it learn teleport in the games?
It can.
Does it?
Yeah, Nebby knows Splash and Teleport.
Oh, I thought it was just Splash.
No, and then it gets Cosmic Power when it evolves into Cosmo M.
The best move in the game.
But so it's so Team Rocket's like, wait a minute, okay, we need to be on the lookout, because right about this time, Beware shows up and stops us from winning. And since they're thinking about Beware, Cosmog teleports them to Beware, and Cosmog teleports back to Ash.
That's funny. All right, but speaking of Team Rocket, there was a great April Fool's joke that we missed talking about because we were busy.
Team Rocket take over the Twitter and YouTube channels for TPCI.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That might be my favorite thing ever put out.
There's an isolated quote of just Meowth saying, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't remember if there's noise.
No, there's no noise. He just says it. So it's so great.
Use it at the end of this video.
It will be at the end of this video, the very end, because that's so great. I saved it on my computer because I knew, like, it's probably still up on the Twitter account, but like I have a feeling,
on YouTube.
I have a feeling it's gonna get so lost. It'll be like
it'll someday be lost media.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to
it'll
save
be on the
it.
Lost Media Wiki. They'll say, for April Fool's joke, Meowth once said, "Remember to like, comment, and subscribe." The entire rest of the video is recorded, but everyone just seemingly forgot to save that one.
Yeah.
Years in the future, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh."
I love that. And there was like they also had like themed questions like asking
who should we use to battle the twerps to get Pikachu, and everyone voted for Wobbuffet, but they still went with Meowth.
Well, of course. That's the
and
one
then
they
lost, and then they blamed us for losing. We were like, we picked Wobbuffet. We picked Wobbuffet would have won. We could have had a mirror coat and he wins.
We've seen him win in the anime. Episode 1 of X and Y.
Yeah, but only in X and Y. They don't really use him much.
Yeah, but he destroyed Pikachu. One shot with a mirror coat.
Another reason that the X and Y anime is so good, because Team Rocket is actually somewhat competent. Not as competent as they were in Black and White, but they're like that good range of goofy and competent. And I really like it.
Back to
Wobbuffet joke though in Sun and Moon in season 1. Jesse and Mimikyu get separated from the other group.
I think we saw this episode.
Yeah, and then
I saw this one of the only episodes I've seen
then
to full.
Meowth is like, "Where's Wobbuffet?" And James is like, "Probably in the shop looking for mirror coats." And he's like, "Jesse would have laughed."
Jesse would have laughed. I laughed. That was funny.
Yeah.
But Team Rocket, they did a fun little April Fool's game. I think the Pokemon Go app, they did like all the Pokemon models are replaced with sprites in like
the menu sprites from Sun and Moon.
Yeah, which that's good.
Or X and Y, I guess.
Either one, or it could be any. It could be.
Well, no, they changed them between Generation 5 and 6.
Oh yeah. Well, it was just cute. That was a cute April Fool's gag.
Yeah.
Nothing else much, but I thought the Team Rocket takeover was just really fun.
Yeah.
It was like I thought they would have done more with it. Like they did that. Remember when Sonic Forces was coming out and the Sonic Twitter did like that Q&A with Eggman, like the voice actor for Eggman, Sonic and Shadow.
Yeah.
I thought that's what they were gonna do all day. I was so prepared to see that, but they didn't, and I was a little saddened by that. But like it was still fun.
They released the Sonic the Hedgehog this year. Did Sonic merchandise. You could buy a Sonic T-shirt or mug and stuff. And like people, and like one of the writers for the Sonic Boom show was like, "Have you ever like just gone through an April Fool's joke and just kept like trying to see how far into purchasing it that they would finally say April Fool's, and you end up just buying it and it's being delivered soon?"
Next year they gotta do official Ugandan Knuckles. They wouldn't call it Ugandan Knuckles because that's offensive, but they call it like
that'd have to be done with Greg Zilla.
I mean, there is official Ugandan Knuckles merchandise. They probably get something.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
You sure? Because it's not moving.
It's moving.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I saw it move a little.
You see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
We had this same discussion on the first episode,
right,
Brendan.
Well, I gotta use the bathroom anyway, so.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right. All right.
And
there
we're
we
back.
Start off the podcast with the quote that we talked about.
We took a short break for lunch. No, not really lunch. For snacks.
For snacks, we took a snack break. I needed some water, but I grabbed root beer instead.
So basically, where we left off, we were about to talk about how you're getting back in the trading card game of Pokemon.
I don't play it. All right, let me make that very clear. I don't play the TCG.
Getting back into collecting.
I am getting back into collecting. Got some inspirations from Max Mofo Pokemon a lot recently. And Jay Witz's top 10 TCG arts, which he talked about the Mewtwo from Shining Legends, which I really am hunting for. I've just been unpacking Shining Legends packs lately because I love Shining Legends as a.
Do you have a problem?
Those aren't Shining Legends.
Do you have a problem yet?
No.
I love Cherim.
Not yet.
Cherim is so cute.
I did come to a problem where I saved a Charizard card, only because I thought it's actually kind of a cool.
I'll take it.
I'll give it to you because I thought it's kind of cool.
I like that art for Infernape.
He's just looking at my cards.
Magirna.
They're not
Magiona.
But it really kicked off when I unpacked a Morty Plumeria full art.
Oh, you know what we're gonna have to do?
Huh? Wait, go back to that. Was that a Venus?
No, that was Gloom.
That was a Gloom.
Same type.
Same animals.
Well, what we're gonna have to do when Pokemon Switch comes out is, do you have a TV capture card?
I have a cap. I can just get an Elgato.
We could do a video where we both get a pack of cards, open them, and then use 6 Pokemon from that in a battle. Because I've got a pack that I bought. It's like Steam Siege, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Back when Volcanion was like the big boy. That I'll open and I'll use that. And you can just like actually buy a new one, but
no, I'll buy a pack.
But like, and then we'll open it. And that's in the future.
Yeah, we bought like a what? We found like a 6-pack one at like the Dollar General.
No, it was a $3. It was a 3-card pack.
Right.
So you'd buy 2 of those, I guess.
Yeah, you buy 2 because we had an idea saying.
Oh yeah, our idea when Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon was coming out was like the 3 of us were. You, me, and Tyler we went to Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
And I bought like one of those dollar store pack of cards. It's 3 cards.
It's a sample pack.
And we were like, okay, so we're gonna each draw one of these cards face down. And we're gonna have to use that in our playthrough.
What did I get? I think I drew.
I don't know. I think I got Poliwag.
I know what I got. I know
you got Primarina. Tyler
No,
got.
well, I opened Primaria.
Oh, what? You traded it for?
He gave me his.
Tangela?
No. It was a. What's the bird? Trumbeak.
Trumbeak, right? Yeah.
I was like, I was gonna kind of use a.
That'd be a challenge. But of course, characters like Ultra Necrozma wouldn't allow something like that. Now, would they?
No, they wouldn't. I still think that's a good boss fight, but it's just busted as shit.
Well, I actually have thought about it more, and I don't like. I like the fight as I like the fight, but I don't like how if you don't cheese it, then you're gonna be over leveled for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
and so the level curve in that sense is busted.
Because I remember I grind my entire when that section came up, I grind my entire team to 55.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else
you're still getting.
And everyone else was like 10 levels below me.
You sure? Because I was like level 55 when I got there. But I had experience share.
Oh no, was I 60? I think I was 60 actually.
Yeah, 60 is the level Necrozma's at, and he's like, whatever.
I had to use like cheeky Mimikyu strats just to beat him, which is...
I used cheeky friendship to beat that.
It was just dumb. It's a really dumb boss fight. I mean, I respect them for trying a difficult boss fight.
Oh, I loved it. I hope they do more of that. But I hope it's like at the end of the game instead of
Just
before.
don't give it a Omniboost.
No, please. Please give it an Omniboost.
You don't need to do that.
Do it.
Okay, well, it's the strongest Pokemon in the game. You don't need to give it that. You don't need to do that. It's not necessary.
What if instead of +6 all around, what if it's still +6, but instead it's 3 boosts each to defenses?
It's better for Necrozma because his defenses are shit. I don't know.
So
then we have speaking of Gen 7, it's almost over.
Yep, Gen 7 is almost over, party.
Cue the streamers.
It's almost over.
Cue the streamers. Celebrate.
So basically, yesterday, on Ohasuta, we got the new movie trailer, and in that trailer, we saw a glimpse of a new Pokemon, Zeraora.
Do say it's new. We knew about it since the...
And then TPCI released a trailer on all their channels that Zeraora exists. And so now that's the last piece of Gen 7 information they can give out. And that information is out there. And all they need to do is distribute it.
Unless there's something in the game that's super secret.
All they need to do is distribute it, and then it's here. And then Gen 7 is completely... I say Gen 7 is completely over when they distribute it.
I say it's completely over when Gen 8 is announced. That's what it's over.
No, I think that's when Gen 8 hype season begins, not when Gen 7 ends. Because then I don't count it as time for the new gen until the gen is in people's hands.
You still have the free-for-all sessions going on for the time. But we've known about Zora. It looks better in game than it did in the original model sheet.
Or in the leaked model picture. I don't know why people didn't use the in-game footage, because you could still find in-game footage for it because people hacked in. I don't know why people, whatever. Like
the original model sheets was just standing up. It was a little bit less quadruped.
Yeah, he doesn't even really stand up. He's all hunched over and
he's almost quadruped.
Mm-hmm.
If he's sitting right.
Actually, so do you want to do a reaction to the new movie trailer, or?
Sure, why not?
Most of it's the same though.
Sure.
Most of it's the same as the other trailer. It's just got different music.
Why not?
Go to YouTube. Are you subscribed to the Japanese Pokemon channel?
Nope.
All right, in that
we're
case,
dealing with the internet.
Look up Japanese, never mind.
Never mind.
Just not do it.
We're not gonna do it.
We're gonna leave a link to the video.
You put your fucking nasty hand on my hand. It's fucking gay.
We're gonna leave a link to the video then.
Yeah,
that's the second F-bomb of the podcast.
Oh,
you have no more. We're almost rated R.
We're almost rated R. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad.
But I like the art direction. For those of you who don't know, the animation studio they're using also animated such works as Attack on Titan and Ancient Magnus Bride.
The most beautiful show ever made. Don't even talk to me. The one clip of their show is the entire budget of Steven Universe. There's their entire
2 seasons of Steven.
series of Steven Universe.
Go into 5 seconds.
Go into
of
5
Ancient
seconds
Madness,
of animation for that show. It's beautiful. If you haven't checked it out, check out that show. Fantastic animation. Really good story too. Anyways,
so since Gen 7 is nearly ending, let's talk about some Generation 8 stuff. So
unofficial.
We basically have.
We went into the trash.
Remember the Italian man, Puke? Everyone, remember we talked about him before.
We've talked about him a few times. He's
the Italian translator guy who just gave an accurate description of the translation process. Well, supposedly the teams are splitting up to do online work,
which is
supposedly
perfect time for for promotional items. You know, when they start pushing out the advertisements on the website, you know, it'd just be like a perfect coincidental opportunity to do this.
It lines up a little.
Expect an announcement in May.
So he's saying that, and he's also saying he's also clarifying some things. He's saying he said goodbye, but he also tweeted out some very cryptic stuff like look around your room, take a picture. Why would you ever want to leave your room if you could have your pet follow you around? Although, I suppose if you had a blue whale for a pet, it wouldn't be able to follow you around.
So you're saying that we're going to have Pokemon that could follow you again.
Yeah.
But big ones probably not.
Yeah, that's what I got from that. And he also said stuff like that. He hinted towards like the arena battle system. Like in the picture of his room, there was like a computer monitor that had some pictures thrown up, and one of them was like the arena that like we were like, oh, it's a special battle royal facility or something, and he clarified that it'd be some kind of new mode, and he put like a mobile game next to it, and so the best I could say would be it'd be kind of like an XCOM type mini game. I don't know.
Just the gameplay.
No, he specified that it was a facility for it.
Okay.
It could be like a Pokeathon type thing where people are like, "Oh man, that was a fun mini game." Remember
I love
that?
the Pokeathon.
Like that'd be like a reason why people would go back and play that gen. He didn't talk at all about no mention of the turbo mechanic for weaker Pokemon. That's all that sentence is just standalone, ties into nothing else. Just there is a turbo mechanic for weaker Pokemon, and we have no idea what that means.
Little Cup's gonna be a mess.
Yeah. Is Eevee banned from Little Cup for having extreme Evo boost, or is just EVMZ banned?
I'm pretty sure EVMZ is banned.
I don't know Little Cup. So all around like pictures of his room, he's got like a printout that has some blurry words printed on it. People zoomed in, and it's like the Sri Lankan anthem.
Yeah.
He's got one of those little Hindu Indian wind chimey things. That's not what they are. But like that's how I describe them as an American.
All right, Mr. Racist.
But like it's like a red elephant, and they got little ornaments on them, and so people are like, "Oh, an elephant starter." And he also posted like some gibberish that if you unscramble the letter says "water starter is blobfish," which I'm like, I don't know.
I don't want a blobfish water starter.
It'd be.
No one liked quillfish.
But supposedly there's also a peacock.
Grass peacock I can see.
Or fire peacock. Live death on camera.
I'm alright.
Okay. But it's interesting. It's interesting that he's revealed so much, but nothing is incriminatingly wrong.
No, like we don't even know if this is all true.
Yeah.
Like he could just be bullshitting with us and just like saying
very, very, very could be.
Yeah.
But it is just neat to think about.
It's a fun thing. It could be just.
I mean, I don't want to talk about like some bullshit like my uncle works at Nintendo leaks.
It could just be like a translator who works on another game, but like knows the translation.
Like he actually
well
did work for Xenoblade Chronicles X, but then he was just like,
let's have some fun with
I'm gonna goof. I'm gonna goof
on 4chan for.
Apparently, the Italians have been known to goof on VP before, so maybe.
Just don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Okay,
kids.
so
Do you think someone would actually do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
I don't know. Wait, what was his name? Bill? No.
Buster.
Buster. Okay, I forgot for a second. I was like, who's Arthur's friend?
That's like
but so I might want to make a whole video about this, but I put down on the notepad controller gripes, and so I had a good thought process with myself about it, and I think controls for Pokemon were best in Generation 3 because there weren't many buttons that were unused. Like L and R changed PC boxes, you had A, B, and D-pad. You know, it was start and select. They all worked. In Generation 4, they said select button does nothing now. And it was like, and the start button has been replaced by X. And it's like, okay. So, okay. Then in Gen 5, I, as a young man, was like, as a middle school boy, I said, oh man, when they're making black and white, they're going to have it so that when you press the select button, a Pokemon will come out and follow you. It makes perfect sense because that button is doing absolutely nothing now. I don't know why a young boy me was thinking like that as a kid.
You're too hopeful.
But I was thinking about that. I was thinking about control schemes in Pokemon. And when it came out, that never happened. The select button still does nothing to this day.
I think no, it's still there.
And so I would like to imagine that on the Switch, they do something with the plus and minus buttons. And I'd also like... I don't want them to disable screenshots, because games can do that.
Here's the deal.
No, wait, hang on.
Here's the deal!
Let me tell you. The big one. The big issue, alright? Well, I mean, first of all, we got 2 LR buttons, so I don't know what they could do with that. Maybe cycle through key items or something. But what I really want them to do is we have a whole other control stick now. I want camera control. All these babies saying, I want open world Pokemon. They don't know what they're talking about. Pokemon's practically open world as it is. They just want camera control so they can feel like it's more open world. That's it. All right, that's my spiel on the controls.
Here's the deal, though. It's all on the tiny little screen, the Switch. When it's not in the dock, that is. See, what they could do is they can pull a Zelda and have one screen be the map with the minus sign, and then the plus sign is the menu item slots.
What?
What do you mean?
Oh, you mean like pressing plus brings up the map and minus brings up something else?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like...
they would get rid of the map as a key item, or you still get it as a key item. You can just open it more conveniently. I thought you were going to say... I thought you were going to say like asymmetrical gameplay like the Wii U where you have the handheld and the screen, but that's not possible on the Switch. I feel like the D-pad is going to be more of like the D-pad in X and Y.
No, I think it's going to be more like Sun and Moon, where it's key item selection.
That's what I was
which
saying.
is the best. No, you said X and Y. In X and Y, it's grid-based movement.
Well, it's also key item selection.
No, it's not. Not in X and Y.
Well, okay.
In X and Y, it's just the option to where you're not running on roller skates.
Isn't it Y and D-pad?
No, Y does nothing in Sun and Moon, I don't think.
X and Y.
Or it does something else. In X and Y, Y is your select item button. It uses your selected item, your key item, and the D-pad just moves you around.
All right, we're moving on. I don't like talking about control schemes in Pokemon because they can literally do whatever they want.
The best modern control scheme was definitely Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where just touching the circle
roller
pad
skates.
Yes, where just touching the control pad just moves you a little. Moving it all the way makes you walk faster.
Bring back
Holding
sneaking.
B makes you run.
Bring back the sneak mechanic.
Yes, bring back DexNav.
Bring back the sneak mechanic. You can add roller skates if you want, but I want the sneak mechanic back, please.
Come on, Nintendo.
Come on, Nintendo. All right, moving on from controller gripes. Let's talk about some TV shows.
Okay.
What are we watching?
Well, like I said before, I saw Pokemon Ultra Adventures. I've been watching Cowboy Bebop Boo Boo Ba Ba.
Because Brendan doesn't watch anime unless it's Pokemon. I
just provided an example that was not Pokemon.
Just recently, you started watching it, you say, though.
To
be fair, I didn't start watching anime until about mid last year.
Yeah, but I'm older than you.
Yeah, so what's your fucking excuse? Dang it, that's 3.
Then, let's see. I've also... I officially finished the Spider-Man show, but we're going to talk about it later.
Yeah, surprisingly, we have a whole talk about Spider-Man for some reason. I recently watched the Sam Raimi trilogy, so we're just going to talk about Spider-Man soon. I've been watching a lot recently. I've been rewatching Sunny, or just watching Sunny on, like...
Sunny.
When I go to bed.
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny.
Always in Philadelphia.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a good show to put on when you're going to bed, but it's also just a nice show to wake up to. It's great. I love Always Sunny. If you haven't seen Always Sunny, watch it. It's not for everybody, but it is for me. Yeah. I've been rewatching animes. I need to jump on new ones, but I just finished rewatching Code Geass because R3 is coming out sometime this year. I don't know when, but it is. So I watched that again. I love it. Brendan refuses to watch it because he hates spaghetti legs.
I never said I refuse.
You don't. But you don't want to watch it though.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, it's not the legs. I don't like the faces. Their faces all seem so cluttered. Like their eyes are like, it's not just like anime eyes are too big. It's just like there's no negative space on their faces.
I'm fine with it. I like when the
it's like, it's very Yu-Gi-Oh facey.
Yeah. Well, there are moments like where the animation, like their face just become more expressive, and like you see like the wrinkles and like the scrunches of their faces. That's cool. I like that. But like their animation style is not perfect. You've
been watching anything you haven't seen before?
Not really. A lot of it's just been rewatching. Nothing new. That's just me though. I don't typically jump into anything new a lot.
I jump head first.
I literally today I started rewatching Kill la Kill because I said I want to rewatch it again. The problem is I watch on your Hulu account.
Yeah.
And there's ads on your Hulu account.
All right, well, you can complain, or I can just take it away if you want.
I'll just take my Netflix account. Thank you very much. But
I don't complain about your Netflix account though.
Yeah, because you have no room to complain because there's no ads.
Okay.
But I have been rocking out with Verve a lot lately. That's very nice. Just having access to all these
VR versus.
VR versus.
That's what it stands for. Virtual reality versus. You play virtual reality games against other people.
That was probably one of the worst jokes I ever hear come out of your mouth, Brendan.
And if you look at the logo, it's also a sequel to Bumble.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
But Verve is great. If you have $10 to spare a month, get it. You get like Funimation, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, Nerdist, all these subscription internet-based services.
What's your favorite Nerdist show?
I don't know. I don't watch Nerdist, so I don't know.
Me either.
I'm just saying it exists. I haven't touched it. I've just been watching all these animes on it. It's great. Anyways, Steven Umizumi.
Yes, I specifically wanted to bring this up because I saw the new Bomb once and I was like, okay, it was fine. One of the filler episodes was the best filler episode ever.
Which one?
They did a documentary episode where it was like the townies seemed like characters and not the butts of jokes that they normally are. Like
We should probably talk about our stance on Steven Universe because I don't think we talked about it all that much.
Hang on. Let me explain this because I don't want to step on any Steven Universe fans' toes.
No, I'll stomp on them.
No. Let me explain my reason.
I'm gonna stomp on some toes. I gotta stop saying the F word.
Well, if you stomp on toes, you're not giving them a chance to understand and see your point of view.
They won't listen unless I step on their toes.
No.
They're not gonna listen unless I do it, so I'm gonna step on some toes.
Sound like someone who's gonna shoot up a government building. They're not gonna listen unless I step on their toes.
and you will fall along with like these twin towers.
But you might want to cut that out.
No, I'll just play the clip of Chris Chan over it.
All right. But so
usually.
So I have two reasons why I hate the filler tiny episodes of Steven Universe. One of them is that it takes you away from the more interesting stuff. You know, why focus on the focus
nobodies
on
when you can focus on intergalactic aliens?
Yeah, why focus on the inherently least interesting aspect of the show when you can instead like focus on like a townie episode isn't bad. Like if you have like, it's not just them and their lives, it's them interacting with the extraterrestrials that live next door or something. Like that would be interesting.
Like I just
But usually they shy away from that and instead they go, what if the fry company and the pizza company were competing with each other? And it's not that I think these episodes are bad in general.
No, they are.
Like I think they could work in the context of an entirely different show.
Yeah,
I think in another show they're fine episodes. But this is the show is called Steven Universe and it's about this kid who's half alien. And we only ever get to see the human half really anymore.
Yeah.
And so and also
like, I want to know
if their argument is usually, there's no filler in Steven Universe, it's all built for building up, it's all for world building and stuff.
What's the point?
Then my issue becomes that the humans don't act like humans. The humans are caricatures and flanderizations, and they're the butts of jokes. Like Mayor Dewey is now a depressed individual who's unemployed. All right, like. Okay, so are they going to talk about like the intricacies of his unemployment and how that's affecting his home life? No.
They're just turning into terrible.
And so when they did like this documentary episode where Buck Dewey wasn't a character who says nothing and like is just meant to be a Garnet parallel or whatever, and instead like the cool kids and these characters actually feel like human beings.
Uh-huh.
And so that's why I like that filler episode so much. But then it committed the most egregious filler episode sin ever. Like it's a really good filler episode. I would like put this somewhere else though, because the episode right before it, the first episode of The Bomb, is Garnet explaining like the Cerebros courts to her cohorts or to the off colors. And it's like, whatever, she's telling them propaganda.
It's propaganda.
But like I disagree with you in saying that it was pointless and that
it is pointless.
No, I think it's important that like the off colors hear a different side of the story, but I didn't like how they were
Why'd you have to bring Garnet? Steven could have said the whole story.
No, look. I thought it was confusing how they were like, okay, so they're telling these off colors a different side of the story. So shouldn't the off-colors have some kind of resistance against hearing something that's extremely different from what they've always heard? And instead we get like one offhanded line. And so I think that might also just be a problem of the 11-minute format they were given.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the episode, they say, okay, in order to get the Nova thrusters up and running, we need to get this specific element from an asteroid that's from one of Yellow Diamond's asteroids. And I'm like, okay. And the episode ends, and the next episode begins, and it's Steven filming a documentary for the cool kids. And it's like, they didn't end the episode on, okay, well, we're gonna go home. Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
They didn't end the episode with like, they didn't end the episode. Instead they just jumped straight to it's a good filler townie episode, but it's a filler townie episode right after let's go on this super cool top secret mission. And it's like
that probably won't happen.
That like I saw like the first time I watched it, I hardly noticed just because Steven Universe's tone isn't consistent anyway.
Yeah.
The second time I watched through it, I was like, that offends me.
Well, like that's dumb.
I was like, that's.
Well, they did that before once, didn't they?
Well, they had to have, but it wasn't like, it wasn't so black and white, clear cut. Like,
well,
wow.
Like, Steven Universe has always been like a series where like we continue the episode after the last, especially when it's a bomb. When you have a series,
the purpose of that format was so that you don't end up with like strange cliffhangers. Which I mean, I still don't like the format. But, like, and then there is a strange cliffhanger.
And there's a terrible strange... Like, here's the problem. The point of the bomb format is just to, like... It's to have a bunch of episodes all at once, but it doesn't work for Steven Universe because it's just a bunch of garbage every time. Like, you get one somewhat decent, important episode, but then you get 4 just garbage, nothing episodes.
Oh, I will say, though, there's an episode where
also just a quality...
There's an episode with Garnet in it. That's another issue I have with the most recent season, or the most recent half season or something. Like, I don't know, the episode numbers are weird.
Past season 4 and 5.
The Crystal Gems don't have episodes anymore.
No, they don't.
They're not fighting any. You're never fighting any monsters anymore.
They don't.
And instead, like, so we got a new recent episode where Garnet is the focus, and she's worried that like she can't see into the future as accurately anymore because she never saw Steven giving himself up to Homeworld like that. And I was like, okay, good. This is what I've wanted for a while now. And the episode ends with her realizing, I realized my mistake. I've just forgotten to take into account that you're growing up, and I shouldn't just expect you to be a dumb kid all the time, and that you'll make a grown-up decision like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself and hopefully I'll come back later.
Garnet's
like
future vision is just worthless nowadays, though.
It's always just been predictions.
But that's like, that's such a good ability, though. It's such a like.
Well, she's not omnipotent.
Sure.
It's just like I thought it was good. There was also a part in the episode where they were like, so let's just do spontaneous things where I can't see into the future. Like, she does that for the thrill of it, to see what happens. And so they buy a bunch of pizzas, and then they just hand them out to strangers. And like as they're walking, she's like, "Oh, look, it's Vidalia's house. We should drop one off to her." And Garnet's like, "Yeah, she'll really like it since her kid's out in space, and she'll think it's nice." And she's like,
"What was the last important thing the Gems did?" I want to say it's when Amethyst beat Jasper. That's it.
No, when Steven and Amethyst beat Jasper.
Still, that's like the last thing I can think of importance they did.
Yeah. They really were just along for the ride when Topaz and Aquamarine came, and they were also literally just along for the ride during the Steven and Connie arc. And they haven't really done much apart from here. Also, at the end of the episode, Garnet adopts a little kitten that has one eye.
Huh.
It's a cute cat.
It's Orange Diamond! Yellow Diamond! Pink Diamond!
Do you say Dorschneiden?
It's Orange Diamond.
Orange Diamond. It is an orange tabby cat.
It's Orange Diamond!
Well, no, it's an orange calico cat. Like, it's white with orange and black splotches.
It's Orange Diamond.
It's Orange Diamond. Orange Diamond confirmed. It's yellow and pink fused together. Shit, dog.
Shit.
That's the plot twist, everyone.
That's the plot twist.
The cat only has one eye because it's a private eye. It's like a spy for the Diamond Authority.
There's like a stupid shit-posting Twitter account.
Oh yeah, it's like a Twitter bot that says like
Pumpkin is
X is Pink Diamond or something.
Well, there was like one that was like saying that
X is
pumpkin, that the little pumpkin that Lapis and
pumpkin.
Peridot owns is like orange diamond. I thought that was funny.
But yeah, overall the bomb I think was passable, but not stellar.
I like every episode was pointless. Even when Garnet showed up was pointless. I thought that was pointless because I was like, we know this. Sure, the off-colors don't know this.
Oh, I thought you meant the episode I was talking about.
No, but we know who Rose Quartz is. We know what you did. You just explained it to us.
The
again.
lack of resistance was the real issue that
I swear, there has been. Steven has questioned himself as his mother 5 times, I think, in this series.
Have you seen the question that he had in this one?
What do you have?
He said, I keep having visions of Pink Diamond.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Do you think she's actually out? She could be out there? So, I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I think her shards are in a
Tucker's,
box.
telling me that,
Is Tucker still watching? He's not, right?
He saw, that one episode where Pink Diamond shows up, and he says, well, Steven's Pink Diamond. I'm just like, yeah, you could be right about that.
I don't see that at all.
I'm going to say that. Me and Tucker are going to say that. We're going to be right.
Do you think Rose Quartz is still alive somewhere? She just,
No, who cares?
She went into the forest to have the baby, and Greg came out after she...
It's going to be like that one episode. It's going to be like that one episode of Always Sunny where it's like, who got pregnant? Turns out that Greg didn't bang Rose Quartz at all. He just banged Pink Diamond.
But yeah, I thought it was... Steven asked that, but I think he really should have asked, because it was up there, Hey, Garnet, why did you tell them that Rose shattered Pink Diamond with her sword when Bismuth told me that her sword can't shatter gems? That should have been the question.
That should have been the question.
He should have questioned that a while ago, but I think he's just dancing around the topic for some reason.
Why did the diamond say he shattered, or she was shattered with the sword? Huh?
Yeah.
Why did the diamonds contradict them?
It's all a conspiracy. Sneeple.
Maybe you should have brought up what the diamond said about Pink Diamond. Pink Diamond's death.
It's Sneeple. Sneeple. That's the reason. Honestly, if every one of Ronaldo's predictions and conspiracies comes true,
there's
this show would go from a 5 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10.
Ronaldo becomes
there's
an actual thing.
Yeah, there's a snake. There's a snake race that gems have been oppressing as well, and there's a gem snake person hybrid. I've been wanting another alien gem hybrid like Steven to show up in the show at some point, just because that's such a cool concept. I don't think they'll do it. And the other thing that I really want them to do is remember the episode where he uses the time traveling hourglass, and so he's like, I wish I could go back and stop that. No. They used it in the pilot, but they reused it for the episode where he time travels and he starts a band with himself.
Oh right.
I want to see a follow up on that episode where, because at the end of the show, at the end of that episode, he's singing a song. And he's like, Steven, the crystal gems, and he's like, I accidentally created an alternate timeline. And Pearl's just looking at him, and I want to see that episode where we get to look into the universe where Steven's on his scooter, right, and he's like, I wish I could go back and stop my dad from the car wash thingy, and he pops out of the way and the scooter falls to the ground, right? I want to see what happens after that, because Steven is gone from that universe now. He's in another timeline now. I want to see what that... I want to see, That's what I thought
I really don't want Steven Universe to introduce time travel.
They did.
Not as much.
I want to see that universe. I want to see... I thought that's what the Garnet episode was going to be, because the episode is all about her looking into different time paths, and I thought, ooh, what if that's it? I mean, what I got was good. But, I really want to see that happen at some point, where we get to see a
Can we talk about how the animation quality...
Steven episode.
Can we just talk about how the animation quality has gone down tenfold?
It's inconsistent. Yeah.
Well, no. But yes, it's inconsistent.
The animation can be good sometimes.
I saw a background character that looked like an alien. I'm not even joking. It looks so bad. I looked at the character and said, That's an alien creature right there.
I've been noticing them reusing distance models too.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture?
I'm trying to think.
There's like a picture where like they reuse a distance model and it's like positioned wrong and not even looking in the right direction.
There's like one where they reused the distance model for like the pizza guy.
Yeah, I think that might be it. But so like I get, you know, every artist should have their own little style. That could be neat. But when the writers say the heights, the character models might not be like the same height in relation to their environment, but they're always the same height in relation to each other. And then there's that scene where Pearl and Lapis are like the same height when one of them should be taller than the other.
Yeah.
Like, so
Peridot looks like a baby.
If you could ask
I
me,
swear to God, Peridot is going to become a baby.
What I want.
She's literally wearing footy pajamas. She started off as just 10 foot.
They fired Zook.
I don't care. She still looks like a baby every episode.
But so
she's gonna turn into a little toddler.
What my wish list, like how I would correct this was as I would say, Cartoon Network, the show needs a 22-minute slot.
Cartoon Network.
And the show
needs a budget.
Well, yeah, and I also Cartoon Network. I also want I'd also like a whip so I can crack it at the storyboarders and tell them, you
make
know,
it more
hey,
like Johnny Test.
I could say no, either make it in like your own unique style, like where it's like very distinct, or just do it as close to on model as you can. All right, like don't like give them consistent heights with like with the common backgrounds, like inside the pyramid and everything, inside the temple. You know, just do that.
You have official height charts, I'm pretty sure. Just use that.
Like they do. And I just do that, and we don't even need to tell the Koreans. We don't even need to tell Rough Draft anything because we've already told them to follow the storyboards as closely as possible. Just do that.
Just make a show. Just make the show better.
Make your new favorite show.
Just make the show better.
So,
just stop messing around. Cut the fat out. We need to make this. I'm gonna start a hashtag. It's called #MakeSteven_Skinny.
What? You want to cut it down from 11 minutes to 5?
No. What I want to do is cut down the filler fat that Steven Universe is covered in.
Yeah.
And I just want to see less garbage.
Or just make the filler good.
Or make the filler good.
Just have the characters...
No, you know what? No, I don't even want filler anymore.
Have the towns...
We are 5 seasons into this show that I have no idea when it's going to end. The show could literally end anytime because there's been no news about renewals or anything. So, for all I know, it could end this season.
No, I think they're renewed for season 6 already.
God,
Griffin,
the show's gonna go on forever.
Griffin, it's common practice in the animation industry for a season to be renewed before the season finishes airing.
Well, here's the deal, Brendan.
Or sometimes before the season even finishes production.
The show's not even close to finishing it all. The show's never gonna end, Brendan. We're gonna be 40 years old. The show's gonna still be going on, and we'll still be asking, what happened to Pink Diamond? And we're still gonna be asking, who is Steven's mom? Is Steven actually his mom? We're still gonna be asking that question.
I think we know.
Over and over and over for 20 years till we're dead, or till Steve.
You think we're gonna die at 41?
Yes. It's never gonna end. It's like. I don't even think we're halfway through the 5th season, and we're halfway through the year. We're almost on the year anniversary of season 5, Brendan.
Yeah, and it's not even finished.
Season 5 came out a year ago. We're not even close to finishing it.
Okay, that's another thing I'd change. No more bomb format.
No more. We're done.
Just like
finish the show.
Like maybe just hold off on airing episodes like you have been, and just wait till you have a stockpile of so you can release them as a steady stream one week after another.
Or do what every normal show does. Just make it a weekly based show.
That's what I just said.
Take a year's worth of development, make it all in a year. You basically put a year's worth of work into it anyways. Just make it all at once. For God's sake.
Well, each episode takes like a year to produce. But it's like each member of the pipeline takes
It's,
like
not,
3
it's
months.
not an anime like Ancient Magnus Bride where every frame of animation takes like a month.
Well, no, it's like the way, like, even a show like South Park takes time to animate. You know, it's like from boarding to like final product. It's like a year.
It takes. I get it. Shows take a while to
Yeah.
animate. It takes a long time to animate. But we're talking about Steven Universe, a show that's gotten cheaper and cheaper by the episode. Okay, it's turning into the budget of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon at this point.
Yeah.
There's my tangent on Steven Universe. There's me stomping on your toes. The toe stomping is over. We will have a podcast episode where Tucker comes on. We will complain about Steven Universe for a whole podcast.
All right, so let's talk about
Spider-Man.
No, Disney Now.
I don't have Disney Now, so
I do, but I really love it. I've got all 21 seasons of Pokemon. I've got a few movies of those. I've got all the DuckTales, not the old one, but like
still
the new
need to
one.
watch that show because I love.
There's not many episodes. You need to catch up now before they start airing new ones.
I've seen the pilot.
There's like, I just really like it for catching up on shows. You know, specifically Disney XD ones, because I don't care about Austin and Ally or whatever live action show they're airing.
I don't think they put the live action shows on Disney XD.
No, a show that they have like Zeke and Luther.
Zeke and Luther ended like 5 years ago.
I know, but it's on there.
Really?
Or I think it was for a while. But I think they got rid of it.
Especially after that guy robbed a bank.
Maybe they took it down from there. But I used it recently to finish watching Marvel's Spider-Man 2017. And some cartoon reviewer on YouTube says it's the worst thing ever.
Nintendo.
Is it Nintendo?
I think it is.
I think it is.
I thought it was.
But I like it. But it's subjective, and I'll agree to him, and I'll say it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Because I don't know, I've liked Star Wars.
Alien Force is for me.
Yeah.
That's a guilty pleasure.
I've liked Spider-Man since I was a kid. I've liked Spider-Man since I was a kid.
I like Spider-Man.
I like seeing the new one. I personally like the minimalistic shading style. Like, because if I'm watching like Ultimate Spider-Man or like Web Warriors, whatever show they had before it, I don't think it. Yeah, it was Drake Bell Spider-Man. Like, he's a good voice for him, by the way.
Yeah.
But like,
I think he's always been kind of born to play a Peter Parker type character.
Well, he did in superhero movie.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's kind of funny. He played superhero movie and then he went on to play actual Spider-Man in a show.
One day he will play Spider-Man in a show or a movie.
But so
he was like my pick for like the new Marvel Spider-Man reboot.
I think the shading is just. I think the shading's weird.
Would have pulled him out of bankruptcy.
In most Marvel shows. Oh, he's doing pretty well now.
Yeah.
Like, he's recording songs.
He made a sex tape.
No, it's not a sex tape. It's a music video.
It's a music video with sex in it.
It's very age restricted.
Very age restricted.
But
good song though.
Yeah. But Spider-Man, he's good. It's like I was explaining to you earlier how I feel about like the show as a whole, or like visually. And I make comparisons to Legend of Korra and Avatar mostly because of like the style is somewhat reminiscent of it. But
is it by the same studio?
No, it's not. It's very not. It's just drawn by people who have that style.
Okay.
But well, that studio is doing Voltron. So
that is the same. Well, oh wait,
yeah, it's like the Korean studio that does.
Yeah, I know they're doing Voltron.
It's like
animating that show.
I think it might be Marvel Animation Studios themselves.
Okay.
But so it's like I compare it to Korra in that in the Legend of Korra, the stills are really good, but the animation sucks. In this show, I don't think the stills look very good, but I love the animation. Like, there's lots of distinct drawings, and like I like the backgrounds took some time to get used to. And another reason I make the comparison to Korra is because the cars in the first couple episodes of Spider-Man look just as bad as the cars in The Legend of Korra. Because
nothing in Korra looks good.
if you think the Korra cars are
that was poor of me to say. There are good looking shots in that show. I just don't like
in
Korra.
Yeah, but and also I think the voice acting's better. But that might be a bit of a kick at Korra, just because I don't like her.
No. Fuck.
Like, if you really like Spider-Man and you're looking for your Saturday morning cartoon cheesy kick, I say go watch it. But I'll agree with Nintendo in that one of the episodes was very bad. It was one where like they split up the runtime between two enemies. Screwball, who historically has done not much in the cartoon or like in the comics, and Sandman, who has historically been a beloved character.
Speaking of Sandman.
Oh, also, so in that episode, Screwball is just she's a girl who dresses up as like this character. No, she's like a YouTube star, and she just pranks people, and she starts pranking Spider-Man, and that gets her lots of views. And so her motivation is she wants views, so she's abusing Spider-Man. But then the other plot that's infinitely more interesting because it has Sandman in it. Like Sand is like attacking the docks, or like what's that called? Boardwalk. And so Spider-Man eventually realizes, or Peter eventually realizes, oh wait, it's like a man crying for help. So then like he ends up like tracking down the Sand, I think after the Sand invades his home, and he like uses like an electron pulse he made with Miles, and zaps him into some kind of solid form, and he's like, thank you. He coughs up sand, and then he's like, I need to see my daughter. And
I need to see my daughter.
His daughter's not like the cancer patient in the Sam Raimi trilogy. She's like just a rebellious teen.
Oh.
And so, but like they go to, the reason he's Sand is because like the mafia, right? The mafia guy was like, he's a recurring character too. I forget his name, but the mafia guy's like, hey, you crossed me for the last time. I'm gonna dump some sand on you and you're gonna drown. And like, I don't know, some radioactive shit happens and he turns into the Sandman because of that. And then when he went to go talk to the guys, he left his daughter in the car. And so it turns out she just hates him because of how reckless he was and like taking her there and him not coming back out and dying. And she ends up with the same sand powers from like the same source. I forgot the episode because I don't like it. And so she's just like wailing the shit out of him and Spider-Man, and like Sandman's just crying like, I'm sorry. It's like you kind of wanted to feel for them, but then they go back to Screwball's wacky antics, and she drops like a crane on Sandman or something.
Jesus Christ! I just like, I don't know. I don't watch much Spider-Man. I watch the movies.
I saw Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, I saw it as a kid.
Oh, that's do you know who Spider-Man voice acted there? He was Spider-Man, and you know what he ended up being?
Sonic.
No, well, he's Norman Osborn in Spider-Man 2017, but you think about like an older character like that, where he's like, "Hey, Spider-Man, you're a menace to society."
He's Snake.
He's Shiro in Voltron.
Oh, Shiro.
Yeah. He used to be Spider-Man.
I still need to pick up Voltron again. I've been meaning to.
He used to be Spider-Man, and now he hates Spider-Man. And he defends the universe.
He defends the universe. I hate Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
No, I just rewatched the Sam Raimi trilogy because I was just like feeling it, and I love Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so, the movies are so cheesy, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like that's what a comic book movie should just be, is cheesy. I don't want the quips. I don't want the dark atmosphere.
You saying you like Spider-Man, but you don't want quips?
I don't want like I don't want just like silly quips. I want Captain America to like have his main villain stab himself in the chest, in the gut with his own glider. I want that to happen. I want the villain to just start singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider Went Up the Water Spout as he flies by. And
so you want Amazing Spider-Man 2?
No. I want Spider-Man 1, where I want James Franco to hide under the table. I want that. I want more Spider-Man.
James Franco was a good Harry Osborn.
He was a good Harry Osborn. He's the only Harry Osborn that is good.
I like the new one, the new cartoon one.
I don't care.
He's a sweet cinnamon roll. And when they're friends in the beginning of the season, and you can like kind of see the rift happening between them, I was just like, oh no, I know what happens between these two. I don't like where this is going.
I don't like what's happening. I thought they were gonna be friends forever. I thought the same thing when I saw Spider-Man 3. I was like, oh no, he's not gonna be friends anymore. Oh no, he threw a grenade at him. He's gonna be dead. Oh no, he killed himself.
There's a scene where, like, in Spider-Man 2017, where Harry's dad dies in front of him, and Spider-Man's like given the choice to save Harry or the guy who wants him dead and thinks he's a menace to this city. And I mean, obviously he's gonna save his best friend.
No.
But then Harry's like, "You could have saved him," but like he tried to save Norman, but Norman was like, "Save my son." And so then that's why Harry hates Spider-Man. And okay, gripe with the show. Peter does nothing to disguise his voice, and no one can pick up that it's him.
That's every cartoon
I know,
show.
that's every Spider-Man.
You could say that about Danny Phantom. You could say that about
I know, but like
I could say that about Code Geass.
It's so hard to pass in this.
But
one.
but I get what you're saying. Even in the Sam Raimi trilogy, when Peter Parker was in the Spider-Man studio, he would like deepen his voice and say, "Have a nice day." When you watch him as Peter Parker, he's like, I was in the neighborhood and I was having a good day. But when he's Spider-Man, he's like, "See you around." He just jumps off the building.
Spider-Man's origin, though, and
you know what I want for more comic book movies? I want more scenes where the Green Goblin is just chilling on a rooftop with Mr. Spider-Man. He slaps him on the head and he says, "You and I are not so different." And he just like slaps him on the head. He just says, "Now join me, Spider-Man. We'll rule this city together." I want more of that in my comic book movies, Marvel. Give me more of that.
I already forgot what I was gonna.
Maybe a little more Annabelle Burris as well.
You know what I want?
Throw some more Annabelle Burris and Mr. Aziz.
You know what I want less of?
Huh?
I want less origin stories.
What else are you gonna tell? I mean, come on. You only got one. Dougie said it himself. You got two story types. You got the origin story and a group of heroes trying to work together to succeed one thing.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man 3 is just evil.
Well, the new Spider-Man show realized that, so they have like a short series that's the origin story, because they're like, everybody knows Uncle Ben gets shot.
Spider-Man Homecoming just skipped it. They just said, "No, you know what happens."
Well, they skipped it in Avengers Civil War.
Well, yeah, but they were
like, you know, whatever.
You know what it is. You know Ant-Man. Although, you know Uncle Ben.
And it comes to the point where, like, I think that the Spider-Man 2017 cartoon did the origin pretty well in the shorts. We're like, okay, so he does do the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, he dresses
Bonesaw
up.
is ready.
It's Bonesaw.
Yes!
It's Bonesaw. Bonesaw's in the cartoon.
That's what I want more of. I want more Bonesaw.
But he dresses up as, like, the Spider Boy or whatever, and, like, he's wearing, like, a hoodie and, like, goggles.
I remember in the Sam
like,
Raimi trilogy, he's, like, the human spider. And he's like,
yeah,
that sucks. Its name sucks.
Like,
he's like, the Amazing Spider-Man. He's
also,
like, it's human spider.
Peter's a huge nerd in the show, so so they're like, okay, what can you tell us about your character? He's like, well, spiders are very interesting. They can survive in every climate on Earth except for like the very cold Arctic or underwater. No, they can survive underwater. He didn't say that. But like he's just like, no, about you, about your costume. He's like, oh, I can do this, and he shoots some webs. He doesn't have organic webs. He makes the web shooters himself.
Okay.
But he like the way the origin story works is like he's backstage getting ready to go on, and like some thief walks by him with like someone's and then the police officer's like, "Some help you, or you didn't stop the guy," and he as he went in the elevator.
Yeah, that's they did that in a movie.
Yeah, it's just you see how it is, and then like he like the next short is just like he's like, "My Uncle Ben got shot."
They even show the scene.
Yeah, or like he's like, this thing that I made is made up of this amount, this percentage of steel, this percentage of copper, and that's just like the composition of the bullet that shot my uncle recently. And then he tracks down the killer to like the warehouse, and he's like, "Wait a minute, I saw you at the wrestling thing. I could have stopped you. I killed my uncle." And then he cries.
See, that's the great part of the
origin story.
The origin story of Spider-Man.
I'm glad they animated it.
I don't know.
Like in a
now
shorts format.
Now I want to watch Spider-Man 1 again.
I'll show you the short with Bonesaw.
Bonesaw is ready. Oh man, I love Bonesaw.
Did your husband make that for you?
Did your husband make it for you? It's a nice costume.
But yeah,
what's your name, kid? It's Human Spider. Oh, that sucks. The Amazing Spider-Man. It's the Human Spider. That's not my name. I'm not going on.
But it was
Now I want to watch Spider-Man 1 again.
Okay, and I didn't say this on the podcast, but this show is afraid of drawing butts. All right, this is a huge issue for me because they're fine with drawing like bulges for Peter and Miles. They're fine with most things.
What about tits?
Kinda, but like they like any character from the back. Peter, Miles, Gwen, anyone. No butts.
No butts allowed.
No butts allowed. Disney said, "Nuh-uh." Oh, also the gun that the thief used to shoot Uncle Ben is a squirt gun colored.
Oh.
Because Disney was like, "Nuh-uh," and most of the guns shoot lasery stuff.
Because Disney XD for some reason.
Because Disney TVA says like, you can have demons possessing your great uncle Stan, but no guns. Nuh-uh.
No spin the bottle references.
No, yeah, no spin the bottle. No.
No, you can't do that.
But the butts. There are no butts in the show, and for like.
Brennan, if you want butts, just watch anime.
For there to be penis bulges and no butts, that doesn't make sense.
What is Disney gay?
Gwen Stacy's always wearing like baggy jeans when she's not like. Actually, I think she lost her Spider-Gwen powers at the end of one of the arcs. Like. But like it's like, come on guys, come on Nintendo, come on Disney,
come on Disney. What are you gay?
You afraid of butts? Huh?
What are you gay? You like dicks?
But like whatever.
Butts? Come on guys.
Oh, Black Widow is great in the show though. She's got like one of those
mommy things.
She's got one of those half-shaved heads.
Oh. And
she's got like the electric powers for her suit for like Iron Man 2. Right?
Oh, so she has the gauntlets from Korra.
She's really cool.
I just want to go watch Spider-Man 1 again. Watch the Bonesaw scene.
Alright, but yeah, that's all I got for Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think we've wrapped up Spider-Man, but
if I had to fix anything in that show, it would be maybe do some reworking on the backgrounds, and also more butts.
Speaking
like
of people,
30% more butts.
Speaking of people who probably like butts, let's talk about Dan Schneider, how he got fucking fired.
Oh, we're gonna talk. Okay, yeah. We tried to do like a news update at the end of the last podcast.
Yeah, last podcast, which actually came out good.
I
might just upload it on its own. But
when the last podcast ended, we were like, Dan, like I looked
literally
at my phone.
Literally as it ended,
I looked at my phone and I was like, Dan Schneider has just parted ways with Nickelodeon.
And we hopped on the mic immediately. We said, Dan Schneider just got fired.
I think. I've had some time to think about it. You know what? I think he was just a very unlucky man, victim of a smear campaign. I'm not going to say anything until anything comes out.
I think Dan Schneider is just a very gross-looking man.
Yeah, I think he's just creepy.
He's just a creepy-looking man with some creepy fetishes, mind you.
Yeah, I don't think that's a rumor. I think it's definite that he has a foot fetish.
So he has a fetish. And he probably exploits his television shows to exploit those fetishes. But you know what? I bet deep down he's just a nice guy.
I mean, he gave us Drake and Josh.
He gave us Drake and Josh. Drake, where's the door hole?
It's right there. Drew it in magic marker.
You're supposed to cut it out with the Power Star.
And I'm gonna.
So go get the Power Star.
Okay. I see the problem.
Oh, do ya? Yo, we should just remake Drake and Josh.
Yeah, dude. I never thought it would be so simple.
Oh,
but I found a way.
We found a way. Found a way. If you open up your mind.
I don't really have much to say about the other topic. Channel Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I unsubscribed.
I mean, Channel Awesome, it's just kind of sad.
I just, I don't care about Doug Walker's opinions as much anymore.
No.
I
didn't at all.
I think the live action sketches aren't funny anyways.
No.
This was really just the tipping point for me to say, okay, so it's...
Well, Channel Awesome, it's not just
unsubscribe.
Because I didn't grow up as much with Channel Awesome as I did with Rooster Teeth. That was my.
Well, I grew up with just that guy with the glasses.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah, I know, but before.
Yeah.
I didn't care about anyone who wasn't the nostalgia critic.
I watched a couple. I watched Spoonie a bit. I did watch I watched one video.
I never watched Spoonie, but
I did watch one video from the car. I would describe Spoonie as the anti-pro Jared.
Oh, I know Spoonie. I know him.
I would describe him as the anti-pro Jared. I didn't watch. I watched Angry Joe, or I watched Angry Joe before he fucking shit the bed with his uploads.
Get a load of this guy.
That smile on his face. That takes years of training.
Wait, was that from the same video?
There was he was ranting about the Game Awards. He's talking about Jeff Keighley. And
that's the one.
He says that smile on his face takes years of training.
All right, but yeah,
it's and I did watch the terrible crossover videos, and before the controversy came out, there was that meme where it's the Avengers is the most ambitious crossover in history, and then it was some other crossover that was better. And I was about to put one of those. It was it was the Channel Awesome movies were the most ambitious crossover for their time. But then the controversy came out. I was like, oh, I guess I won't make that meme then.
All right.
And and also they're just bad. They're really bad if you watch them. But. I mean, I'm not that
I think Doug Walker's or Nostalgia Critic, because it's a character. I think Nostalgia Critic's opinions could just be easily shortened down to one 280 character tweet.
Yeah.
As opposed to a whole movie.
It could be cut down to what Sam Attack does for his Stardust app submissions.
Yeah.
That's the second time we brought up good old Sam Attack. We will talk about him on another episode. But as for that,
that's Chris Chan Sam Attack combo pack.
Ooh, that's gonna be the next episode. The Chris Chan Sam Attack combo pack.
Assuming nothing happens.
Assuming nothing happens. But that's gonna wrap this week's special extra long podcast episode, a
double length
episode, because we missed 2 weeks, so we figured we'd make up for it and say we'll make it longer this week. Mm-hmm. It's just more for me to edit though. So me. Hopefully sorry, clipping the audio. Dude.
I am.
But hopefully the audio comes out good this episode, so I don't have to say, oh, we got to scrap this whole episode.
Yeah. Well, you listened to it while we were on our break a little, so.
I mean, we listened to the first portion.
Yeah.
But hopefully,
that's still fine.
If one part of it has a problem, then I'll know the mic is the problem and not Audacity. Yeah. But if it works this time, then I know Audacity's the problem.
Yep.
And hopefully next week I won't be nearly sick.
Yeah.
But I was still able to pull some fun, angry gags today.
Yeah.
I got a little heated today. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this episode. And as always, remember,
Meowth.
Play us out, Meowth.
Meowth. Tell the lovely viewers to do the thing.
Just play us out, Meowth.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.